The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
This is not taps for Kurt Cobain, by the way. It's a little late on that.
Get over it, Brian.
It's over. I'm over that at this point. I'm not over it, but I'm over as much as I can be. This is for your Chicago Bears. It's over. It's done. Justin Fields is not the guy. And I'm sorry, as I defended him abhorrently, now looking back on it, that word appropriately, because I thought he was the guy. I thought, give him time, give him a line, give him weapons. I bought in. I believed it. I watched tape. Okay, I probably didn't watch much tape. Let's be honest.
You watched as much tape as the Bears did, which is not much.
They should have watched more. I should have watched more. Losing to the Buccaneers. How bad are the Bears? Let's just put that in perspective here. Losing to the Buccaneers, their 12th straight loss. But worse, they're the first team.
Are we roping in last year? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw what you post that, and I'm like, well, it's been 2 games. I don't understand. I didn't take that long of a nap. I don't know what happened.
Kathy's like, I know I'm pregnant. I didn't think I missed, 10 more games. I didn't see.
Oh, that was a busy week. I don't recall that. Tuesday night football, Wednesday night football.
Thursday night doubleheader.
Yeah, I'm like, that seems weird.
So they've lost 12 straight, and they're the first team in NFL history to lose 12 in a row and give up 25 or more points in every single one of them. And I'll just add in, they also hired a defensive head coach in that situation for the points, in that world. But they lost 27-17, and I just we have to come to terms with it now. And this is a sad state, but he's not the guy. It's time to focus on the draft next year. I know I said they'd go 9-8. I had them winning both of these games. So I'm going to make up some games somewhere else.
And where are you going to do that, with the Chiefs game next week?
Yep, look at 0-3. And not that the Chiefs are looking world beater these days, but they're still going to beat the Bears. And it's now they got, I believe, the Broncos after that. If they can't beat the Broncos the week after, we are in for historically bad times here. And I think people are becoming apathetic
At
now.
the historic Soldier Field.
That's right. Let's get a new stadium. Let's focus on that.
We didn't have to say why it was historic.
Yeah. Kenzie, that new stadium that's going to take, you're probably happy it's taking longer now to build.
Not really. I would have still went. If it was in Arlington Heights.
I'm sure the food's really nice. That's what they're trying to just kind of look over here for a minute. The team
I'll tell you
sucks.
what, it makes losing a lot easier when you can get out of that stadium in not 4.5 hours.
Makes it a little easier when you see Justin Fields miss things that 7th grade football players know how to do. I mean, it was really bad. And I'm the first one to say, hey, the offensive line is not good. But they actually gave him good protection, or decent enough to get the ball out and to make great decisions. There's a picture that's gone around the internet of one play where it's wide open in the end zone, just walks into a sack. I can go on, but I don't want to. It's just bad, and our quarterback is not the guy, and so we got to worry about next year now and look at draft picks and figure it out.
Oh, yeah, we'll go back to the draft.
You
Good
don't
idea,
think
Brian.
he can improve? You don't think he can improve?
No. He should have improved by now. He looks worse now than he did last year when they went 3-14.
Getting warmed up.
Not
You are a ray of sunshine.
He only plays once a week. His arms get stretched more.
Sure.
That's right.
Sure.
Let's stretch it.
not to pile on.
Oh, boy.
There's no way to do it otherwise.
The last time the Bears won a game, we were in the midst of the 2022 MLB regular season.
Regular season.
Yes. It's been a long time since the Bears have won a game.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. You got it now?
So it's 2023 now. So.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like the World Series. It was the regular season.
No, I see.
It's really bad. I got to say, like I said, I don't want to – listen, you can say this, that they're not going to make a good draft pick anyway. I don't know. I don't know where we get out of this. I don't know how we do. Sell the team, start over. I've said that for years. Do I have to walk in the lake again in winter, in January?
You do.
Maybe that'll help. Or go up there and almost get arrested going to the Bears complex to put a real estate sign in front of it. That happened too. Those videos are all up on our Facebook. And
I mean, they didn't help the last time you did it.
it didn't.
So.
It made me feel better that I did something. I did more than they did to win. But the city doesn't deserve this team right now. And they don't deserve us.
Are you going to start rooting for a different team?
I mean, thank God I got Red Zone and Sunday Ticket, because I did go to Red Zone yesterday, and it was amazing how they do now the 4-quadrant screen, and you can pick the sound. It was really nice. It's really nice to see what other people, how they really play football.
Yeah.
They actually played in a different sport.
Yeah,
than the Bears.
Cowboys looking pretty good if you want to jump on that bandwagon. That seems like something you'd do.
Sure. No.
Yeah.
Well, you are a bandwagon fan.
I am not a bandwagon at all.
Look, basketball's right around the corner. Cheer for the Lakers instead of the Bulls.
Oh, my God.
Next baseball season, you'll be wearing a Yankees hat, not a Cubs hat. I know how you are, Brian.
Why not? Why? Tell
He's
me
just going to follow Shohei Ohtani wherever he is. You know what I mean?
That's not a bad idea.
Shohei Ohtani, but yes.
I never say it right.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Sold out show with that band right there, Bad Omens, at the Salt Shed Thursday night with Brian and Kenzie and Q101. But I'll tell you what, I want to get you to other shows like Neon Trees at the House of Blues Monday, October 2nd, coming up in about a week and a half. 2 weeks, roughly, that show would be actually from today. 312-591-8300. Clash with Kenzie. Beat Kenzie in a trivia contest. You go get to see Neon Trees. Not a bad deal. What were you going to say?
I said, woo.
Oh, woo?
Yay.
Yay.
Go to Neon Trees.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Let's go. This pregnant lady walked all over Riot Fest all weekend long, and
My ankles are swollen.
her brain is too, maybe. I don't know.
What?
Well, she doesn't have a concussion, Brian.
I have a baby.
I don't know.
It makes your ankles and your wrists swell.
That's a shame.
It is. Let me tell you, usually I'm just like sore after walking around. I'm like, oh, I look like a balloon. That's unfortunate.
So Patrick checking in from Valpo is taking on Kenzie for the Neon Trees tickets at House of Blues. Remember, if Patrick doesn't win, Kenzie doesn't keep these tickets. We pass them out to everybody listening as a chance at them. Patrick, ahoy. Tell us something really quick about yourself.
Man, I'm a musician. I'm in a band called Still in the Farm. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Don't go on anymore.
Still in the farm.
No, stealing the farm.
Steal?
Stealing the farm, right?
Yeah, stealing, but with no G. Yeah,
Stealing.
not like still in.
I think it was like still
I'm gonna
in the
take that.
farm.
I'm
It'd
gonna
be
take
strictly playing barns.
And how'd you guys come up with that name?
Oh, man, it's a long, weird story that's probably not appropriate for the radio. But,
Okay, good call, Patrick. I appreciate that level of awareness.
Someone went into a barn with a farm animal, I'm guessing? Something like that.
Hey, man, paint your own picture. That's what it's all about.
And what do you guys sound like? What band would we know that you guys would kind of sound like to give us a little reference point to help go see you next show?
Oh, man, we're kind of all over the place. I mean, it's original, but we do we pull from like bluegrass to hip hop to metal, man. It's all over the place.
Sounds like a fun show.
We
try to incorporate everything we love, you know.
You got a show coming up anywhere?
Yeah, we're actually doing the Harvest Fest in Crown Point, Indiana, next Saturday. It's like a 2-day festival out there.
Hell yeah.
Stealing our hearts. This is what it should be called.
Yeah, man, there's some cool stuff going on out there. There's like EGI and Punkinetic and Nasty Smacks. A bunch of really cool bands from Chicago,
Nasty
too.
Smacks.
For a minute, I didn't know what you were talking about.
There's some dope bands, man, from your area.
All right, that's dope. All right, here we go. Well, hopefully you win. You can go see another band called Neon Trees at the House of Blues. Listen very carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Call it.
Heads.
It's tails.
Ooh.
Kenzie goes first. Makes it harder for
I
you.
usually don't win. Very nice.
Kenzie,
Yes.
Ralph Macchio played the character Daniel in what 84 classic?
Daniel San, Karate Kid.
Daniel San. That'd be Kenzie with 1 point. Patrick.
Why was yours so mad? He was actually a pretty calm character. I don't remember. The whole very soothing, Mr. Miyagi.
But he yelled when he did. He goes, show! Like when he wouldn't stay on the floor when he did all his fences and stuff.
He was pretty calm the whole time.
He yelled at him there a little bit. I felt bad for Daniel
It's
San.
like the bonsai tree. Very soothing.
Slightly abusive.
There's a little couple
He's
scenes.
just soft.
Couple scenes.
That trauma got him through 3 more movies, though.
Exactly, he'll be fine.
Couple scenes there wouldn't stand up in 2023. I'm just saying.
Whatever. You need to learn. You want to fight or not? Come on. Pansies.
Patrick.
Yes.
Since you are checking in from Indiana, what Boston Celtics legend was born in French Lick, Indiana?
That'd be Mr. Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, correct. We got a 1-1 game. Kenzie, what's the number for Feldco Windows, Siding, and Doors? It runs all the time.
Call 866 for Feldco. Is that it?
866 for Feldco. Good job.
I didn't sing it.
Wow, they must be pretty good, too, because they keep
You
advertising.
should make her say the numbers for Felco.
Oh, no, that's it. Come on now.
Hey now.
That's tomorrow's question. Come on.
She's got a person the
I
size of...
can if you give me about 15 minutes. I have to do the ABC.
All right, it is 2-1. It's back to Patrick.
Patrick, what is the capital of South Carolina?
Jeez.
First name that.
Oh, I don't remember, man. It's not North Carolina, is it?
No.
Well, that would be a state.
Kenzie, do you know?
I'm going to, I don't. I'm going to say Charleston, maybe.
Not. Beautiful place, allegedly,
Yeah.
but no, it would be Columbia, South Carolina.
Probably should have went with Charleston. It's a lot more popular.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Pretty.
All right, it is 2-1. It's back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, Mia Hamm was a professional athlete in what sport?
Soccer.
Soccer's right. Married
And
to
before
Cubs.
we get yelled at, you did ask me that last week.
No, I didn't. I asked you who was married to, or Mia Hamm was. Did I ask that question last week?
I don't know.
Now I'm all of a sudden concerned. I was talking about Nomar Garciaparra from the
I'm going to
Cubs.
put an asterisk on it because I don't want people to yell at me. I'm aware of the
Yes,
whole
I
thing,
feel
but I don't
like
ask
you
the
did.
questions.
Would you like to ask Kenzie another question instead?
Yes.
Okay.
Who was married to Yoko Ono?
Oh, John Lennon.
John Lennon. Okay.
Didn't
All right.
ask me that last week.
So Kenzie still has 3 points. We're all clear. She knows who Mia Hamm is, and it's
I
3-1.
super know who Mia Hamm is.
It is 3-1, and we're going back to Patrick.
Patrick, what team does Patrick Mahomes play for?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Here we go. 3-2.
I wish he played for us.
Oh, we had a chance. We didn't draft him.
I know.
Unbelievable. He was sitting right there, and we didn't take
We
him.
would have had to deal with his brother, though.
And his wife.
And I don't think his brother would have done well here. I don't think the Bears fans would have put up with it the same way Chiefs fans have.
I would take his brother, all his cousins, his wife, his dad, anybody to have Patrick Mahomes here over Justin freaking Fields, who can't throw a ball.
Or Mr. Trubisky.
He's making Mr. Trubisky look like a Hall of Famer right now. Get on the line here.
Ask a question.
It is
All right.
3-2. Back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, what famous rapper's real name is Robert Van Winkle?
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice is right.
Oh, I got nervous.
Good job. Patrick.
I get why you changed it.
Patrick? You hang up? Still there? Okay, good.
Oh, I'm here.
Dido collaborated with what rapper to produce the song Stan?
That would be Mr. Marshall Mathers.
Marshall Mathers, Eminem. We take all those. Kenzie?
4-3. This is for the win to give everybody a shot at those Neon Trees tickets.
Oh, boy. Are you ready, Kenzie?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm nervous. Let's go. Do you not have a question?
Looking for a different one. I'm trying to help my boy here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems a little stacked, don't you think?
Kenzie, who was the first person to land on the moon?
It's such a bummer. What is his name?
3, 2, give me a name.
Is it Apollo?
Apollo Creed did not land on the moon. Patrick, do you know?
Well, Neil Armstrong and
No,
Buzz Aldrin
that's
landed
right.
together, but Neil Armstrong was the first one to walk on the moon.
Oh, now he's just flexing.
Give me a bonus point or something.
I always think that's the guy who rode a bike. I always get that confused.
The Wright brothers you're talking about? Which guy?
The big bike rider.
Lance Armstrong.
Oh.
He's a bad
One
man.
ball. Yeah. Damn it.
One ball.
That's too bad.
All right, it is 4-4. It's back to Patrick. He can win with a correct answer.
Patrick, Dirk Diggler is a character in what 97 film?
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights is right. And he takes the tickets for Neon Trees at the House of Blues. It doesn't conflict with your show next Saturday at Harvest Fest in Indiana, so you're good.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Congratulations, my man.
I appreciate
The Q101 Morning Crew's Clash with Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 asking you the question this morning on Monday morning, 7:34 is, when did you realize that your standards need to be higher when it comes to dating and picking a partner? This relates to one of the most attractive women in the world, Emily Ratajkowski, who said she'll date anybody that'll just take her to dinner because she's that desperate right now to find a good guy.
See, first off, that's a lie. So Emily Ratajkowski, I don't know a lot about her. I don't mind her
I don't
necessarily.
think anybody really does. Just kind of a model. She was
a
in
model. She was in
Robin Thicke's video.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. And then she accused him of grabbing her boobs. It was a whole thing. But I feel like she went through this rebrand. It was a whole thing. I feel like she went through this rebrand of like, let me all of a sudden come off as super relatable. And also, this isn't judgmental on her because a lot of celebrities do this because she's split with her baby daddy, right? And then she started this like out of nowhere. She's women empowerment and I think she went through an absolute rebrand and it was genius. It's really put her on the map. They've done a great job with it. But now it's like, I would totally date someone who would date. That's not true because there's probably a million guys GMs going, can I take you out? So I hate that, like, I'm just going to be overly relatable. So stop it. You're not going to do that. That's not true.
I want to see her go out with a guy with a skullet and some jorts on and maybe some Skechers. I want
to see her go out with a guy with like a normal 9 to 5.
Yeah, we'll see.
How about that?
We'll see who she dates next, and it's going to be somebody from The Bachelor or something like that. I'm
just like, I would just date any. Stop it.
But either way, that hit us in the head that maybe you have a story about that, when that moment was that you realize your standards need to be higher, and want to hear from you on this at 312-591-8300 when it comes to dating. Not anything else, but just dating and finding that partner. Yeah, I got a couple stories. 312-591-8300. Check in. It's Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're asking you the question, when did you realize that your standards need to be higher? And you go through like a dating problem and you find the same kind of people, whether you're on apps, and you feel like at one point, a lot of people say, I'm done dating. I need time for myself right now. I need to work on myself for a while, and then I'll go back to dating later. And it might just be that little tweak that when you're looking for in someone in a partner, you talk to them, you DM them or whatever, you're first starting before the first date, you realize, oh, there are people out there for me. I've just been in this weird pattern of finding the same kind of people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's check in here with, well, first off, Ashley in Batavia. I went out with a guy for 5 or 6 months, started to get a weird feeling he was hiding something. Go with that feeling. I thought he was cheating, but eventually found out he was selling drugs out of my apartment.
That'll
LOL.
do it.
That's go with those red flag feelings.
Absolutely. I've had a lot of them. Do it.
And Jennifer's checking in from Chicago. Jennifer, ahoy.
Ahoy. How are you guys this morning?
Wonderful. So when did you realize that moment that your standards need to be higher?
Well, let me just preface this by I'm an educated professional who had only dated like educated professionals, and then I was about to get engaged to somebody who I looked on Facebook and married somebody else. So I took a break from dating for a while.
Wait.
But
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. What did he do? He married somebody else after you were already dating, or you just kind of started dating him?
We were dating. We had gone and looked for a ring, an engagement ring, and then all of a sudden he went ghost around Christmas, and I'm like, what happened to the guy? Is he okay? And I look on his Facebook page, and he had gone to Las Vegas and married a whole other woman.
Because you went over that pretty quick. That's a pretty big thing.
That's a big part.
It's a pretty big thing, but I've had a lot of counseling, and I'm over it.
Okay. Good.
That being said, I was like, I'm never ever dating again. I'm fine. I can do everything by myself. I'm independent. And to be honest with you, I really wasn't missing dating. That being said, there was a new condo building being constructed next to the building I lived in. And every day when I would walk my dog, one of the construction workers would always speak and holler and catcall. And eventually he approached me like a gentleman. And I had some conversation with him once or twice, and he asked me to go out, and I'm thinking, no, I'm not my type of guy. When I realized maybe I need to lower my standards and find happiness here. He's gainfully employed and probably in a union. I agreed to go out with him. He literally showed up at my house looking like a 1970s pimp.
Oh.
It was like Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. The fur jacket, the hat. He literally had I'm not even going to say they're diamonds. He had embellished rings on every single finger except his thumb on both hands. Like alligator shoes.
Now, this guy actually sounds pretty awesome to me right now. I mean,
Brian.
I'm not saying this is a red flag, is it? What happened? Is he a nice guy still, though? Is he good? Just feels like a pimp?
No, he was not a nice guy. I made it very clear that I didn't like Mexican food, but yet he still took me to a Mexican restaurant. Then he tried to order my food for me, which I was very upset about. The main thing that got me was that he had literally no conversation because obviously he'd never been anywhere and had no education, so no conversation. And he constantly talked with his mouth open, chewing his food.
Okay, now you got somewhere.
Not to mention, look, we were in a restaurant in Lincoln Park, and people were literally looking at me like he was a pimp, and I was his little, stable member. I would never be so embarrassed in my life.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, we're talking about that time you think there's a moment, a pinnacle moment in your life when you go, I got to raise my standards. You're dating someone, you maybe date several people in a row, and you always have the same problems. Kenzie's pointed out on the show that you said every relationship you ever had before your current marriage, someone cheated on you. Is that? I'm not speaking out of turn there, right?
No, that's accurate.
I'm sorry, it's accurate. That's unbelievable.
And I feel like the world bites me in the ass all the time, so I'd like to say, as far as I'm concerned, my husband hasn't cheated on me. I don't want someone like, do I have news for you, wench? Okay, I don't think so.
You think that DM's coming today?
Oh, God. I feel like every time I say that my husband hasn't cheated on me, I say it with one eye closed. I'm like, nah.
You also think somebody would use the word wench?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a great 1800 term.
You wench. Okay.
Wench Morale.
No, it's happened to me a lot. So I remember one of the first times it happened to me was my my high school going into college relationship. That one. So it lasts 4 or 5 years. And he got someone pregnant. And
oh, boy.
Woo. And then tried to convince me he did not cheat on me.
Okay, you were together when he got somebody pregnant.
Yeah, so we were at that time dating, and there was a pregnant lady, and he was like,
it wasn't
I
immaculate conception.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, are you just Mary and Joseph? I don't find you to be that pure-hearted. I don't think you would have been chosen personally.
I saw the sky part when we were sitting there at Applebee's.
Yeah.
And she was
and
pregnant.
why were you at Applebee's with her? You know what I mean? I don't believe you.
Still cheating.
Anyway, she tried to convince me he didn't cheat because he said that the one night it happened, we had gotten in a fight. And I went, oh, my God. Have you been sleeping with people every time we've argued in the past 4 or 5 years? That does not mean, getting a fight does not mean you're allowed to sleep with people.
I don't know. He's got kind of a nice argument he's got there.
He was like, we were fighting. I go, okay.
We were on a break.
But we weren't. He didn't even say that. He goes, we were fighting. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's good to know.
I wonder how his life's going now, that guy.
I don't know. Probably a lot more kids based on that philosophy.
Carolyn's checking in Hampshire. Ahoy, Carolyn. What's up?
Hi, good morning.
What was that moment that you realized you needed to raise your standards?
Well, it took a little while to figure it out. But I guess it's just a tale of caution that when you meet somebody that seems too good to be true, meaning that, they're in perfect shape, they work out all the time, they're really well read. It's like, okay, how many guys, in their late 20s do you meet that have, read so many books? I was like, wow, this is terrific. And then I found out it's because he was in prison for 4 years. So it all makes sense. Like, oh, okay, so you had time to work out every day, and you had plenty of time to read books.
Well, listen.
Well, at least he bettered himself while he was there.
Exactly. It was very productive.
See, this is why I end up in bad relationships. I'm like, it's not that bad.
You're agreeing with him. You're taking his side.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.